Voice chat knows. What stock is that again? Welcome to Read the Room with Unc. It's Santa season. What's up, everybody? This is Unc coming with this week's Read the Room. Um, lots, lots of good stuff last week. I like how it went with the prediction of the midweek. Kind of wait for the Feds. Had a really good late end of the week. It's kind of made me want to pivot a little bit from my focus notes because it's real hard on weeks like that to drop notes on Sunday and actually have really good price levels by Wednesday. So I'm going to do a lot more here, kind of get you guys ready, and then instead of doing focus notes on Sunday when we already have voice chat, I'm just going to go ahead and drop daily notes, couple of them every day, um, but they will all be from here. So currently, just to recap that kind of, we got the read the room scans, which I've been doing for a while. Victory laps is kind of a thing in there. Just want people to be mindful of plays that we've won on and where they are currently. Professor jumped in the middle of my crap there. Don't do that. Then ERs this week, just kind of something I'm focused on. Down here, um, have two that have ER, which is Chewy and Play, which I want to get the professor's opinion on, and then some flushes that have already happened. Then this is the new stuff down here. The hot list keepers I'm putting here in advance, the ones that I see as strong. I'm trying to limit that list, get it down. I don't like that it's 50. And then my rough draft right here. These are the ones that would be in my notes before I go into voice chat. In voice chat, I usually pick out three or four more, and that's what I make off the list. What I make here, I'll pull them up. What I make the focus notes off of normally, right here. So I have some keepers and a new one. So instead of doing this, I'm just gonna update daily on two or three of them. So you'll still get the 15 in the week when they're at decent levels. So if you watch the video and you use these more as for timing, I think you'll be better off. Right now, you have to time the trade yourself because I dropped this on Sunday and this happens during the week. So I want to give a little bit more, I guess, in that regard. So let's get started with. I was off a lot. Let's get started with the RTL scan. The screeners makes this list. Yeah, and go from there. So ACI is first. Bam. ACI. Bam. Uh, what's the note say? 20 to 20 psych. 25.99 is my line. Like the trend here. It's actually. Let me get these charts set up a little better. Sorry. Yeah, all right, I like that a lot better. All right, bam, bam. All right. Yeah, so I just like this how it's holding this 20 psych. You can see it really well on the daily. Kind of got, I don't know, whatever pattern you want to call it. But I just like how this shelf is built, both time frames. Don't have a line here yet, but I do like the range back here to the 25, 26. We'll see what the flow says. It had merger news not too long ago as well, so curious about that. It's with Kroger, I believe. Baba, I like a lot of the Chinese plays. This is the one I think in the best spot though. So you can see the line on the chart. Give me the week. Kind of confirming. Almost support resistance flipping here at 87. Top of the channel was 100-ish, which is volume profile on the 1 year. Just like the setup, especially if the trend continues with Chinese names in general. Beam. Um, this was a notes play, but we're at the top of it now, and I need a flow read because the channel is complete. Search the group, just seeing what we have in the flow, if 25s are coming in, because that's still 25% in my book. CCL. Like where this one's been at with the trend. Kind of can see it on the weekly how we dipped down below, but this 8-9 range is kind of the area for takeoff where we flipped the support resistance. So I think we're going to stay above that. 10's always a huge number, in my opinion. So I just kind of want to see what the flow says on this previous winner. Um, Probably not a play for Monday morning. Unless there's really good flow. CCG. Yeah, flow read says 13 Monday morning, and maybe I'm wrong. 4:30 is kind of confirmed here. You can see this weekly channel on here. This thing pulls back nice if you hop on it. Um, like where we are, I want to see if we have strong fives to get out of this channel here that we've been in for what? It's 5 months. Seems like this will be the biggest level to flip, in my opinion. All those should be good, especially if the news continues. Uh, Probably a week late on this one. I should have just called it. There was a few of those last week that I just wanted to. They weren't in good enough spot last week to. Yeah, you can see it wasn't quite to the line last week. Um, they just weren't in a good enough spot. So I'm curious on where this is going now. Um, if we're going to check back or continue out of the zone. If we continue out of the zone, it's going to be a decent breakout candidate. Um, Not a regular of mine. Professor had flow reads on that, so I'm curious on what he says. Kron, all the flipping C tickers. Kron's another weed play. Again, strong flow reads from the professors. Got this one line on the weekly, kind of where the shelf's at. Volume profile suggests a move, maybe back to 5 or so, if we can flip this level. You can see it's, again, like CGC kind of been stuck under this since the early summer. So looking for some hope in that sector again. These two charts are probably not as extended as Tilray. Even if you got the Tilray mentioned 2 or 3 weeks ago off of 350, you're happy. So DWAC, God, just trash this week. Bunch of trash. Low volume. Really, only reason I mention this is because the flow kicks in like the level. Twitter, but the flow is usually pretty clear on what they're trying to manipulate with this one, so I like getting it on the radar. Weekly setup pretty good for another popper off this level, and again, I like the Elon dumping news on Friday. Kind of has a little bit to do with politics, social media, just more of a educated guess that this gets some runners again. SL. At 359, see the level. I'm just looking for it to reclaim trend. I like a lot of this sector in general. They're just definitely lagging behind. Alta Energy Chargers, yada, yada, yada. This one's one of the better crappy ones, especially since they can drop Walmart news. Pretty simple stuff. On again, off again with the flow rate, so I'm just interested where it is now. I think we were early there. I don't want to let it get away. Figs. This is the one of Tune's DD stocks, which I do like it. Super good trend last 10 days or so. Approaching a level here, which is $9. It kind of been the underwater mark since again the summer drop. 14 was the where it started to go to hell before ER. So I kind of want to see where the flow is if it has enough range back into that channel. MSTR. This is actually a Bitcoin play. Probably wouldn't drop it. It's the only line I have on the chart here. Could be more of a short, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm just curious on the flow on this guy since it does have pretty decent range in either direction, to be honest with you. That's pretty decent range. MU. Semiconductor action. 54, kind of the bottom of the channel here. Top of the channel, I got my notes. 65s is what I'm looking for, so I'm not really looking for the top of that channel. I'm looking for it here back in the gap. And it's kind of your last high area. Enough range on that. Also have, I guess it's probably a week. It's another week out. ER is, but yeah. Maybe that what I always talk about front loading contracts before ER run ups. That might be a topic with the professor tomorrow. PBI, Flow missed this one. Search group on that. Came off the bottom line well. Just want to see what it does at the top of the channel, which is volume profile. 1 year volume profile is 5. I still like that range, especially with how the chart looks. Let's look at the 3 year. Yeah, especially how this looks. Like this to check to this 5 level. This is good volume profile right here. This is tradable. This is a little choppy. Tradable, choppy, choppy. So yeah, you can see how that's nice and deep, and it's also smooth. There's not a knife in the middle of it. I got these two little guys, but how deep this is, I like those 2 levels as targets, especially if it's flow supported. Oh, how I look at volume profile there for you. Rocket. Like this sector, to be honest with you. Not home mortgages, home buying and selling, I don't think is ever going anywhere. Let's just get that out the way. And as we always talk about, the market overreacts one way or other. I think we just overreacted to the downside. Bottom of our channel we've had for a while, got this nice doubly on the daily chart. So I want to see if we can get flow back 10s or 11s. Be a good time to get back on this guy. Probably lagging in the sector compared to the others. Run, solar play. Yeah, it's coming off 30 here. Do we have an upper level? Yeah, coming off 30 here. Kind of confirmed on this weekly. Weekly looks really good. Nice tight candles the last 3 weeks. It kind of fits that alt energy sector I like in general. Professor's got the other one on his stuff, so I'm sure this will be a pretty good topic tomorrow. But it happens pretty regularly where I like the one and he likes the other. 645, kind of that middle line we put up. It's definitely confirmed there. You got 669 volume profile 1 year. At 850 above. We just kind of talked about this. This is kind of not as smooth, but second best setup in volume profile because it's consistently down. Less shares the farther you go up. 8 to 9 moves should happen quick. I like it. VEON. This is a really crappy stock, really crappy play, but just throwing some jabs on the volume and accumulation. And y'all seen LGHL, so this kind of reminds me of that. We do have somewhat of a floor here, even though that floor is a 30% drop. God, I hate these cheapies. Volume profile does look good on most of these time frames, especially if you can get 275 or play the run up into the 75. That's where we get to break out to $1. Just want to keep it on the radar. Not necessarily that we're going to add anytime soon, but this thing could take off, especially since the squeezy volume has been coming in. All right, so that's it for the first part here. Victory laps I'm throwing in here just so people know of stuff that we killed it on from before. So let's BT, like, I put these lines on my chart not for my health because they're helpful. And BTU is the first one. So man, perfect bounce here. Perfect bounce off the level we had. We started this, I don't think we started it in the teens, but I think we started it in the mid 20s. Been nice since, and to hit targets that's what we look for. Nat was in, oh, Nat and BTU, sorry, they were both in here. I'll pull it up real quick. Hot stove. Yeah, so these are plays from BTU. Yeah, back in here, I guess I can pull that up. It was 24, yeah, so we're playing the low ends of the 24s. And then Nat, same thing, $2 Sykesman, a 4 playable channel. This is back in August. So yeah, I mean, calling stuff back in August. Right here. We're playing this channel back here before this happened. These just can't lose plays that we've had for a while. Let me go back to where I'm at. So I think it's good to kind of like rehash these. Starbucks, I think, is one of my most underrated plays. If you go watch the video with Starbucks when it's in this same format, I called the breakout at 93, I believe. And it's been great since, or 83. No, excuse me, 87 to 83 was the print. We were playing volume profiles We're just playing that to confirm, and we've had a breakout to 105 cents. It's a perfect time to add that chart when it was in this format. Piton, um, not only did we get Piton at the right time, you can go check the timestamps on the days when I started talking about Piton. Again, just playing the overreaction, not super genius, but we just hit that 13. I mean, look, we were playing 840 strong. If you got in earlier, great. Had that one day where it tapped back to 840. I believe Viperfish played it that day. But 8 to 12 once or twice now. Just a trend you can't break. And then Val, I don't think anybody besides Professor and I played this one. Had a huge argument, haha, over 13 or 12, I believe it was. But whether you believed in 12 or 13, we're at 14 now, and that's, again, it's another just nice, safe 25% run. Leap contracts on these probably are really good too. So I'm going to include that kind of stuff just so you can like go back, look at the lines, maybe use the search thing, and look at where we've won, what's winning, and maybe even get some continuation out of that. ER flush looks. Chewy in play this week. We'll show you why I got those, why we're in here. I'm sure me and Professor will talk about them in read the room. But yeah, top of this line on Chewy, just confirming with the ER this week right here. Bam. And then plays the same way. Just stuff we're on. I'm interested, especially if you can get some flushes with decent reports. You know how I like to play. But this thing's set up here. Set up well. Confirm that middle line I put on there real well. 3-line chart on play. Not normal from Unk. And then what's last? Oh, yeah, the flushes. Yeah, just flushes. Real simple. These guys have had ER. Yeah, not really going to go into that. You can check it out. Use 3-day rule. DCA in if the report wasn't bad. I know crowd I really like, and Funko I really like. The other two I need to get the professor's permission on. Unk's rough draft. So these are the ones, again, they're kind of like already in the matrix. A lot of these are on my list already. If you go back to Unk's notes, they're right here. But these are just the ones that I'm currently looking at for next week. I have them on my separate page at home that I trade on, that I kind of trade off these notes, and so those are the tickers on those notes right now. And then hot list keepers, self-explanatory. Just so I have a note on the hot list. So I do, last but not least, want to talk, since I'm not doing EDU this week, Stitch Fix EDU. Let's see how that turned out last week. All right, let's start out on the weekly because it was a weekly candle trick. Man, so we literally top doji on the pink line, bottom doji on the pink line. All right, we'll go to the day chart. Let's walk this thing in. So what's Friday? Where's, bam. So this is Monday. So Monday we opened. So Monday it started to drop and it dropped all day. Tuesday open, pop to $4, drop. That's playable. This is playable, especially if you scaled out at 4. Wednesday opened, not quite to 420, pull back a little bit. Opened a little higher, test the 420, failed. Bam, bam. Opened super, super low, dropped all the way down, came back up. So you kind of want to draw that line for yourself in your head on like, what the hell did this thing do? Because it wasn't just sideways. It was definitely through the zone. So how can I trade the zone? You need to find a way to trade the zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, it dropped down. Under $4 ads, back to 4 was playable. That's only 14 cents. It's like, what? That's a 5% trade. Best one would have been the Wednesday. Hard to buy it on the Feds, I agree. So scaling in Friday on the confirmation of the bottom level, the first hour or two probably would have been the best and still be holding this play. I like it. I still like a lot going on here. I don't have to change my weekly candle because it's the same level as last week now. So I have confirmation that these levels are good. 350 to 421. This is the channel that is currently active. So if I can buy, I do like this 370 level. If I can buy anything in between 70 and 57, I'm okay with, especially I'll just scale out here at 4, real close to 7 to 10%. With volume and news, that 420 would be my all out point currently. Um, for me, if it does get to running, it's going to probably check in this range anyways, kind of recycle buyers. You'll get back to $4 and then it'll run from there. Also, ER this week, so I think this will be active. Um, Check my notes. If you see it in the notes and you like the setup, yeah, find yourself a play. All right, that's going to be it. Like to keep this guy around 20 minutes. It's a lot of information, a lot of charts. So I think we'll be good in this format. Ask questions, or if you want more details, that's what voice chat's for, because me and Professor will go into these in more detail, and also we'll combo those up with the flow. So I hope this new format is a little more informative, a little more blanketing in coverage, and I hope the note pivot will help you guys on a day-to-day basis. So there's not just so much of a weekend overload. All right, everybody, have a good day. Do some flipping homework, rest and reset. Remember, it's the first of the month coming up on the end of the year. Have a plan, follow your rules, respect the lines, and most importantly, read the room.